Alright. What's going on? Barker's Beautiful Buds here. We got a couple of guests in the house today. Super excited. Smoke session. You want to Chris and Luka.
Hello.
And we're going to be doing a little bit of smoking while we talk about Monsanto coming in and trying to get in the industry. So while we're smoking and cheeking, Mike's going to kind of do his thing, and we're going to kind of interact. If you got any questions or comments or something, hit us up.
Alright, so basically, man, what we talked about in our last video with Big Pharma and GMO cannabis, well, basically, Monsanto has their claws grabbed right in here in Colorado by getting involved with Arrow Grow International, which is based out of Boulder, Colorado. And they started off buying a small chunk of that. I think it was in like 2013, I believe. And just recently this year, they actually ended up acquiring 80% of the entire company. And they're not trying to hide that at all. Anybody can go to Arrow Grow's website, and you can see, boom, stamped with Miracle Grow right there above it.
Garden.
Arrow Garden, yeah. And basically, what they're doing is they started a company underneath Scott's Miracle Grow called it is called the Hawthorne Garden Company, I believe, and they sell specifically Black Magic, General Hydroponics, Vermicorp Organics, and they're affiliated with Whitney Farms. And they're also affiliated with Echo Scraps. So all of these companies right here, you need to boycott them. They are all owned by Monsanto. And the CEO of Scott's Miracle Grow, his name is Jim Hagedorn. This guy actually specifically picked Colorado for a board meeting of directors for Scott's Miracle Grow earlier this week. And he stated that, and this is him, quote, I would say we see growth specifically with medium to large scale growers. And so with that, there's a big fear that are the dispensaries with recreational and medicinal purchasing these products and using these products, so it's on, we've got to go out there and educate these people if they don't already know. Not only that, but Hagedorn specifically stated that Hawthorne is planning to expand this year and some ventures to fill in the gaps, most likely going to be in hydroponics, to fill in the gaps that they they feel like they're missing out in the cannabis industry. And so for me, that's a big red flag right there on these big corporations trying to come in and make new policies, lobbying for the federal government, and they're not concerned about Donald Trump and Jeff Sessions or anything like that. They're not concerned about this, and so that just makes me wonder. Do they got something going on behind closed doors that we don't know about? That maybe they're saying, the federal government's saying, we don't want to legalize medical cannabis right now until they've got all their ducks in a row with all these big corporations. Because a lot of people know that with Monsanto, their CEOs and stuff like that, they go on to the FDA and things of that nature. And what Scott's Miracle Grow has actually been talking about with the EPA is creating pesticides specifically for cannabis. So, I mean, this is a big deal, guys. It's definitely a bad thing, man. It's not anything I want to grow my cannabis with.
Well, it will be, and we don't know exactly where all the strings attach, and that's the problem with all this, is that these guys are smart. They've got a lot of money, a lot of resources. They've got a lot of people that they can pay off, and we don't know where these trails go just yet. So we're going to be keeping an eye out for you guys and staying Ken activists for you, and trying to figure this all out and see where it all goes and where the ties lead in the Colorado market, because I think it's really important for us to figure out. We all need to know. It's not just for us or me or you. You know, everyone needs to know, or at least be common knowledge, so that we
Exactly.
can
Spread the herb.
yeah. I mean, a right herb or a right pesticide, or I mean, or a way of dealing with something naturally, organically. We don't want these guys coming in and taking over the industry and kind of saying whatever they want to say. So.
Well, not only that, man, a lot of these corporations are talking about new cultivation techniques that are very, very, very expensive, that only these massive corporate giants are going to be able to afford, and they're trying to squeeze out the little guy and trying to corporately take it over. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's really scary, man, is that these people, they have the money to do it. And if they can set up everything that they need to in the legal part of it, with just providing fertilizers and lighting systems,
Right.
and
Which they got their hand in everything.
yeah, they got their hand in everything, and the lighting and all that stuff, you know. And I mean, there's a couple other things that they need to fill the gaps in on too, you know. And I mean, anybody that grows can figure out what that is by themselves, you know. And so,
well, even in the other aspect of it, I was working for one of the largest dispensary chains in Colorado, and specifically in training, they were like, we don't want you to spend more than 2 to 3 minutes on customer. Don't get personal, really. Just try and move them through on transactions. So they're even trying to like depersonalize it to where it's more so you just go in, hand your money, walk out. Like, you can't really be able to go in and ask the bartender, hey, I got a headache. What can I get for this? No, it's just they just want your money, and
yeah,
that takes away from the healing properties of it, you know.
you know. Well, see, and what's crazy too is that, like, with a lot of the legislation that's going on over here and stuff, right? There's a lot of crazy stuff, man, going on up next door, man, up in Canada, that a lot of people don't maybe not know about down here in America as well. And so that's going to be on another episode that we're going to do about Canopy Grow Corp. We're going to do a special on those guys too, man. And those guys, man, those boo them too.
Boo,
sorry, man.
Yeah.
The link between what's going on over there and what's going on over here, the way that cannabis is regulated medicinally up in Canada is they blast it with gamma radiation in order to kill off the microorganisms and all of that stuff and all of that. And
we're all about clean weed, don't get me wrong. We like clean weed, but we're definitely not about gamma radiation on our...
No, not at all, man. And so that's what they do over in the Netherlands as well.
Yeah.
And so with what they're trying to do over there in Canada, might be giving people ideas over here, and they might start working together and start trying to move those kinds of works into the industry over here, and trying to, you know, prostitute it more than it already is.
Yep. Cool.
But that's pretty much what we got for you guys tonight. And so we'll be back shortly, like I said, with another special on Canopy Grow Corporation and the kind of shenanigans that they're involved with. So as always, guys, God bless, man.
For sure.